can you share us that journey? Like, how did you become a journalist, and how did you decide to specialize in tourism and conservation?
I don't know how to say this in English, but
Yeah.
ni kama unajitafuta. It's like you're looking for what you're gonna become.
Yeah.
So for me, it wasn't an easy journey because I was trying different things. I was trying to do this, and then I stop. I do that. I stop. I did pageant. I've been a makeup artist.
Yeah.
So people know me for doing a lot of things, but at the end of the day, I think this is what God wants me to do. This is what I was made for. I studied journalism
Yeah.
at the University of Dar es Salaam, not even knowing that one day I'm going to be a journalist, but specifically for tourism and conservation.
Yeah.
And I kind of didn't like being a journalist. I didn't want anything to do with journalism, like reading news, reporting, and all that. Although people told me, like, you know, you have the looks for it, you look good on TV, but it's not only about the looks, right? It's about passion, it's about what you love and what you like.
Yeah.
And I after I finished university, I moved back to Arusha, which is my hometown. I went there, and that's when I went to Miss Arusha and all that.
Okay.
But then, after the pageant, Miss Tanzania pageant, I wanted to figure out what I wanted to do. So I like traveling. I like being around, you know. And I just thought of going to study and become a safari guide.
Okay.
And I thought that was it. Like, I'm just going to be a safari guide. And then COVID happened.
Okay.
That was like 2020. And we closed school, and I was just home. I was training to become a tour guide. So I was going on safaris with like different guides and different companies. And it was just, I would say it was a turning point for me.
Okay.
And back in 2018, that's when they started Tanzania Safari Channel.
Okay.
And I had already like started watching it. So they had an opening for journalists.
Yeah.
And I had passion and already a little bit of experience in tourism.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me just go for it because I don't have anything to do. Like, I'm just staying home, you know. And then I applied and I got the job. Luckily, one of the people who were interviewing me was saying, like, you're the most qualified person we have for this job because you have a bachelor's in journalism, but at the same time, you've trained as a tour guide. So you know the 1 and 2s with Porini and all that stuff. So, yeah, that was pretty much my journey.
I always tell people in this podcast that safari ya kujipata sio rahisi.
Yeah,
it's very, very difficult. And I remember one of my mentors told me that because when I was in my 20s, I was always stressing on what do I want to do.
Oh, I thought you were still in your 20s.
No. Like, who do I want to become? I was really stressing about that. So my mentor told me that, you know, when you're in your 20s and 30s, you shouldn't be worried that you haven't figured out your life yet. So just spend your 20s and 30s doing anything that you feel like doing. Just keep doing it. And then when you reach in your 40s, that's when you have to choose one thing to specialize. Like, when people think of Magreth, they should be thinking of, tourism. Exactly. Yeah, or when people think of Baro, they think, okay, cameras, yeah, directing. Yeah. So if you're in your 20s, in your 30s, and you still don't know what to do, just keep finding yourself. Keep trying different kind of stuffs. Eventually, you'll find something that is your passion, something that you like doing. So you are recognized as the best journalist on tourism in 2023. Yeah. You know, we all love to be recognized. For example, we as well, last year, we were nominated on Tanzania Digital Awards for the best podcast. I never really thought that a podcast was the best. I never even really thought that someone will be watching and take it serious. But then that feeling, to feel like someone recognizes that something that I'm doing because I'm used to people giving me negative comments, insults, and everything, all kind of words I've been called online.
Yeah.
So when I get recognized for the work that I do, it really gives me hope, you know. So how did it feel for you to be recognized as the best journalist in Tanzania?
There's actually a saying in Swahili that says mti wenye matunda ndio unaopigwa mawe.
Yeah.
So in your story,
Yeah.
unaelewa sasa hivi kwamba ni mti ambao ulikuwa una matunda. Like
Okay.
a fruitful tree is the one that people throw stones at.
Yeah.
So coming to your question, it was a beautiful moment. I can't even describe it. It was one of the most beautiful moments. Like I even posted on Instagram, like when I was the video that I was going to get my award. Like I'm walking down the aisle. You know?
Yeah.
People relate walking down the aisle to, you know, getting married and, you know. But it was that moment. It was the moment for me. I've never won anything in my life. Being pageant, Miss Tanzania, whatever, but I never won anything, you know. So winning this really actually proved that whatever I was doing, it was validated. It's people are seeing it and they appreciate it.
Okay.
And I'm making an impact.
Yeah.
So the whole process started last year.
Yeah.
So the award is called Best Television Journalist in Tourism and Conservation.
Okay.
And the awards are the Excellence in Journalism Awards Tanzania. Those, I would say, they're the most prestigious awards for journalists here.
Yeah.
So the Media Council of Tanzania is the one who is managing the awards. And they announced, if you are a journalist and you know you're good, submit your work, you know. So I went there, signed up, submitted some of my, you know, stuff.
Yeah.
And mind you, the ones I even thought they're going to win, they didn't win.
Okay.
You know? So it was very shocking and it was very surprising for me. And I'm very happy that I got recognized by what I'm doing.
And being recognized and winning, how did that push your career forward?
Well, it's too early to tell right now because I just I received the award this year, though it was last year's award.
Okay.
But I would walk in a room and people would recognize me and they would say, "Oh, she's the one who received the award," you know?
Okay.
Kwa hiyo hata saa nyingine mtu akikwambia kitu unavimba kidogo.
Yeah.
Dau unasema, "You know, I'm the best journalist." Niongezeni kidogo. So, yeah. I would say yajayo yanafurahisha zaidi kwa sababu it's too early to say kwamba award imenisaidia au it's going to help me to get somewhere.
Do you have any significant project that you did that led to you winning that award?
Yes. So I submitted a 10 minutes documentary. I made it in Swahili and in English.
Yeah.
So the Swahili one is called Kivuko, and the English one is called The Crossing. It's actually the same thing. The only difference is the language.
Okay.
So I did that last year in Serengeti. So